Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So lately it's been pretty cold and rainy and I haven't done much to the truck. But today seems to be pretty decent. So I'm going to continue a part 3 video of removing the lift, and hopefully by the end of this video I'll have this truck lowered. So I'm going to get right to it and start taking off that back bumper. So I'm going to be using this DeWalt impact driver. First off, I want to say thank you to my brother because he gave me this for Christmas this year. So thank you, bro. I was using this the other day and I put it to work on some just light work here and there. But today I'm going to be using it to remove the brackets. And so this one uses a hex drive. All you got to do is bring it forward. So I'm going to be using this one. This is from a hex. And it turns into a ratchet. These you can find at like Harbor Freight or maybe even Walmart or, you know, AutoZone, whatever. It comes in a pack of 3. It comes the 1/4 inch, the 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive. So I also brought the ratchet just in case the bolts are too tight or something, which I don't think this one should have a problem. It's a impact driver, so it might be pretty loud too. Fast and loud, huh? Alright, so these are the bolts. Good thing about them is that they're held together by the back, so you don't need a ratchet or a wrench from behind. So yeah, having a ratchet from behind. So these are the nuts. These nuts, I'm gonna put them over there. Alright, got one more right here. The only thing I need to remove is this plug that goes to the bumper lights, which is that one. And that's it. Just gonna take that one off and just pull the bumper off. Alright, so there it is. Maybe when it's dropped, I'll think about it. Alright guys, so these are the blocks from the bed. There's one at the end of the chassis, and then there's gonna be 3 more along the bed. So I'm gonna measure right here the distance from the top of the tire, right there. It's about 12 inches and a quarter. I didn't measure before I took off the mud tires. I should have. And this one is at 12. It's pretty leveled. Alright, one more thing I need to take off is just this these bolts right here for the gas thing. You don't want anything attached to the bed while you're trying to move it. So just go around it and make sure you got everything. You got free space to work on. This is so easy just to take off like that. Get the new one, just push it in. I mean, this is I'll try this one. Let me go check it over there first. Awesome. T27, I guess. So this one only has 2 bolts right there, and it's missing that little plastic clip right there, but I just want this loosened up so it doesn't bend the pipe with a rubber hose or whatever while I'm trying to, there it is, while I'm trying to lower the bed. I might have to cut a piece of that hose off after I lower the bed, because I don't think I'm going to push that 3 inches down. That should be pretty simple. Alright, so this is how you go about this if you're removing the lift yourself. First, on one side, you're gonna loosen up the bolt, you know, give it some space, and on the other side you're gonna completely take it off, like all one side, all these, and then you're gonna put a jack and you're gonna lift the bed from one of these supports. You're gonna lift it from here, and then you're gonna remove these blocks, and then you're gonna lower the bed, and it's just gonna fall. And you're gonna put the new bolts. You're gonna put them just like enough to give it some slack also. And then you go back to this side and you lift it, same thing as over there. You just lift it from the support, and then you take the bolt off, you take these off, lower it, and then you just put the new bolts back in. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start off with this bed because it just seems that it's the easiest. Alright, so one of my subscribers had asked me about some parts that I took off the truck. So here's a video to show the condition. This is the roof rack right here. This one has 4 bolts on each side. This one I had it on my truck, which is a crew cab. So if yours is an extended cab, you might have to chop it down a bit. Right here, this is the lock, and you can move this one, and there's one bolt right there. You can trim it down. There's another bolt right here, and another under here. And after you remove these 2 bolts, there's that front bolt right there. So there it is. And these tow mirrors, I took them off. So took them off, they're fine. I just of course I'm lowering the truck, so the only thing that's missing is right here, this foam gasket right here. You can use the same one you have in your truck. I just kept it because I didn't have one on mine. I guess I threw them, but they're just muddy. Nothing is broken on it. Here's the other one. So yeah, I'll probably leave my email in the description. You can send me your number. I'll send you some more pictures, or if you're local, we can meet up somewhere. But yeah. Alright guys, so I already measured. I already told you how I'm gonna take off the bolts. So right now I'm gonna bring the jack, and I'm gonna put a hyperlapse video doing the bed. Probably take a couple seconds on a hyperlapse. Probably take me about 20-30 minutes maybe, real time. Alright, so I already have the jack sort of in place. Get yourself like a 2x4 or a 4x4 piece of wood that doesn't go over the chassis, because when you take that 3-inch, you want the bed to sit completely and not be in the air. Alright, and these are the bolts for the bed. These are metric. All the bolts for the cab are metric also. Where does it say? These are metric 12 by 1.75, I think. Alright guys, so there it is. The bed is already lowered. It has all the bolts, washers. Right here in the back, show you. It has new bolts all the way around. It has 8. Those are grade 8 steel. Over here on this side, the fuel cap. I'm gonna have to cut down the hose a couple of inches so I can sit this one down. It shouldn't be a problem. There's the hose, and it has a clamp right there, so just gonna trim it down a couple of inches. But that's after I'm done with the rest of the lift. So this is just a quick update. Next, I'm gonna continue with the cab. Well, the whole front end. So for right here for the front, you're gonna have to do the same thing. Loosen them on one side, taking them off on the other. Those are the cab bushings, and the spacer is on top. It has 3 on each side. This is for crew cab mounts. I think single cabs are just 4, but you're gonna also have to remove these at the same time, like including the radiator support on each side, like we did the bed. So I didn't have to do anything when I lifted it. I didn't have to do anything to the steering thing. I didn't have to put any spacers or adapters or anything like that. So this is just a simple body lift. The steering wheel stayed in place. So if you're thinking of this lift, I mean, that's the way I did it. Alright, so right here in front on the radiator support, there's that bolt right there. It's the bolt is kind of long, so I'm gonna have to use a wrench and ratchet to the top. So I'm gonna take these 2 off completely, and then I'll just loosen up the driver's side. And on this side, I'm just going to be loosening up the bolts. Okay, so at this point I'm ready to just lift it up, take off the blocks and just drop it down. Right here on the front, I went ahead and took off the entire bolt, so this one, just by lifting it, should come off. I'm just going to leave the mount right there. On this side also, I already went ahead and took off the bolt. And the cab mounts on this side, as you just watched, those are loosened up already. So the jack is centered pretty much at the middle of the truck, and I put the piece of 2x4 right here on one of these support bars, so we should be ready to drop. This right there. Good. And the radiator support over here. This one. I'm not gonna do that side yet. I'm just gonna lower this one down and put some bolts just to hold it in place. Alright. Not bad. So the same bolts that I removed off the bed when it was lifted, these are the same bolts that I'm going to use for the cab, because on the bed it was basically like a metal on metal, so you could just use a short bolt. But when I added the 3-inch lift, I used the cab mounts, which were basically the cab mount plus the cab or whatever, the metal. So basically I used this one for the bed. So now I'm going to use this one's back on the cab. It's 3 on each side, so I got 6 bolts, and I already got some new bolts for the radiator support. So these are the new bolts that I had bought. See, so they're basically another 3 inches longer. So now I'm going to use the same bolt. Press washer. And that's it. Alright guys, so I was charging my phone for a bit, but I didn't want to stop working on the truck. So I went ahead and finished up this side. I put all the bolts, and on the other side over here, I also lowered it. I took off the lift blocks and I put the other bolts, just sort of aligned the truck just by pushing it, you know, into place, and then just tightened up the bolts. Right here, on the radiator support, I put new bolts, washers, and a lock nut. These right here, doesn't have to be metric, it could just be regular standard bolt. So I got those two done. And that's it. I mean, lift kit or lift blocks removed. That's the truck. Before I end this video, I'm gonna go to the bottom of the truck and release the torsion bars a little bit, see how much we can lower this front end. Alright, so right here, this is the lower control arm, and this is the torsion bar, and it goes all the way to the back, and it has these torsion keys. So this bolt is pretty much all the way in. So I'm gonna release that bolt as much as I can, or maybe even take it off. See how much lower we can get. Alright, so right here I just lifted up the front end just enough so the tire can just move freely. That way the bolt over there in the back doesn't have so much force. Alright, so right here I loosened up the bolt all the way. You can tell that the key right here, the stop, is just floating right now. But the bolt is just sort of leveled right there. And that's the key. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And I'm going to do this next one. Are you guys ready? That's not bad. Check it out. So it dropped a couple more inches. I had already measured. I don't know if I showed you guys. So here's the measuring tape. I think at the beginning of this video we were somewhere at 12 and a quarter, and over here we had a 12. And then after I removed the lift blocks, I measured again. On the back I had 9.5, and over here I had 9.25. So right now, just by loosening up the torsion bars, we are at 5 inches, and well, the back should be at 9.5. Yeah, somewhere there. So yeah guys, that was a major drop right here just by loosening up the torsion bars. Another thing I need to do probably in the next video is just remove the shock extenders, put the original ones back on, and then there's still a lot more I could do. I have options, or I should just go for it. You know, I need your guys' opinions. Leave me some comments. I wanna grab some degreaser, some soap, and whatever I have to just to clean this up. And once it's completely dry, I want to give it a fresh coat of paint. Make sure it's all nice and black. And look at that. Let me back up a bit. So that is it for today. One more last thing before I go. I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. And another thing, for all you guys that subscribed, I want to thank you. Also, I want to thank my brother for this impact driver. That's his way. I think it proved itself today, so